Hey everyone, this is Ryan again for the daily devotional reading of my new book, 30 Days at the Water Brook. And we are on day number 13. Today's devotional is called Sun, S-O-N, Reflectors, Sun Reflectors. And we're going to be reading out of John chapter 1, verses 6 through 8. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. So here we read about John the Baptist. John was not your average man, as he ate locusts with honey and wore clothes made out of camel hair. And check out what Jesus had to say about this dude. Jesus said in Matthew 11:11, "Assuredly I say to you, among those born of women, there has not risen one greater than John the Baptist." That is a huge compliment from Jesus. He said there is no one who has ever lived greater than John the Baptist. What made John so great? Well, the Bible says that John's mission from God was to be a witness of the light. A witness is someone who attests to a fact and gives evidence and proof of that fact. John was a witness of the light, and the light is Jesus. And Jesus said that he is the light of the world and that we also are to be a light to this world. Those who are seeking Jesus and focused on Jesus will shine bright for him. When we hang out with Jesus by reading his word and talking to him in prayer, we become more like him and reflect his light to others as he shines through us. It is like the glow-in-the-dark stars you put on ceilings that absorb sunlight to shine brightly in the dark. Another way to look at it is that Jesus is like the sun and we are like the moon. We are to reflect the sun, who is Jesus, to this world just as the moon reflects the sun's light to the world. Depending on how much of the earth is blocking the sun from the moon, you may see a full moon, three-quarter moon, half moon, quarter moon, or eclipse moon. Likewise, if I am allowing the world to come between Jesus and me, I am not going to be shining as bright for him. When I teach this to the youth, I usually give them an Oreo. I wish I had an Oreo for you right now to show you one of the Oreo cookies. And I have them twist them apart to see how much of the frosting remains on one of their chocolate wafers. With the white frosting representing the moon, I ask them which moon is represented by the white frosting left on your wafers. A quarter, half, three-quarter, or full moon. This illustration can be a fun reminder for us all to be a full moon reflecting Jesus to the world. Daniel 12:3 tells us, "Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever." John came to give evidence and proof of Jesus that all might believe in him. Just as John shone brightly for Jesus, Jesus has called those of us who know and love him to do the same mission, to make Jesus known and reflect his love to the world. I remember when I was younger, and I used to have those glow-in-the-dark stars, and you would put like this gummy clay substance on the back of the star, and you would stick them up on your ceiling. And what was really cool is at nighttime when we turned the lights off, man, I would look up at my ceiling, I could see all these stars on my ceiling. But how do those stars glow in the dark? Well, it's because during the daylight, when it's sunny outside, the sun comes through the windows and it gets on those little plastic stars, and pretty much energizes them and charges them up, so when it's dark out they shine bright. And the more sunlight that those plastic stars get, the brighter that they shine at nighttime when it's dark. And it's just such a cool illustration, because we are like those plastic clay stars. And the more time that we spend in Jesus's presence every single day, the brighter we're going to shine, and the brighter we're going to represent Jesus as we go out into the world, and we are going to be his witness to this dark world. And my wife can always tell if I'm not being the best of witness, or being the most loving person, or representing Jesus the best way. One of the first things that she'll ask is, right, have you been spending that much time with Jesus? It seems like you're just a little frazzled. And it's so true, because usually those times I'm not being a good witness, or not being that loving or patient or gracious or forgiving, are the times that I'm not spending with Jesus. But the more time that I spend with Jesus, the better witness I am to other people. And so I just want to encourage you. You might ask, Ryan, how do I become a good witness? How do I witness to other people? Well, I would just first start with, just make sure you're spending time with Jesus as much as possible, and you are who you hang out with. So the more time that you spend with Jesus, the more you're going to be like him to this world. So I just want to encourage you, just spend that time with Jesus, and you're going to shine bright for him if you do. All right, well, I love you, and I'll see you for day number 14. All right, bye.